Guys, welcome back to another Access 72 video, and in today's video I'm back with another interview and I'm here with Ronny Rios. Ronny, how are we?
Doing very well. Thank you for having me on your show.
It is a pleasure to have you on, mate. And so am I right in saying you're a 33-year-old super bantamweight who's 33-4?
Yes. I don't know about the super bantamweight anymore. I don't think I would ever be able to make that weight anymore.
Okay. Well, if you're on your around here and you haven't subscribed, please do so. Like the video if you're doing like video, and let's get straight into it. So, I'm going to start off with the question which I always like to start off with, and that is, why did you start boxing?
Started boxing at the age of 14. It's so funny because I was talking about this earlier. So I started my first amateur fight was in February for Valentine's Week.
Okay.
I had just turned 14, so my birthday's in January. I started working out 3 to 4 months prior to that. So I had my first amateur fight, and then I ended up making the Olympic trials 3 years into my boxing career.
Wow.
Amateur boxing. Yeah.
That is very impressive. And so would you say making that Olympic trials was your biggest achievement from the amateurs?
No, I just think no, because I actually did win two U.S. national championships, which is really hard to come by, and I also won a national Golden Gloves champion too as well too. Plus, I don't know if it's still going around, but the first actual international Golden Gloves tournament as well too.
That's great. That's very big achievements. And so, how many amateur fights did you end up racking up?
I think it was 52-6 or 52-8. I can't remember because I lost my book. So, but the majority of the losses I had was in the nationals.
That's fair. So, at a high level then.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, why did you end up turning professional when you did?
I wanted to go professional earlier, but they told me just let me mature a little bit more because I was a little bit of a late bloomer. So I waited till I was 19, right before my 20th birthday. So I fought in, I believe it was October, and then I fought again in December, and then I turned 20. So I was 19 going on 20, and so I waited a little bit more, just because the pros is a lot different than the amateurs. Well, now. Not so much now, because now the amateurs are fighting without headgear. So,
And so, what would you say are the major differences between amateur and professional game?
I think a lot of the stage, the stage is different. The no headgear is a lot different too, and the smaller gloves. The smaller gloves are gonna hurt a lot more than the amateur fight gloves.
Definitely. And well, so far on the professional side of things of course very well. Of course, 33 victories, a very good record. And so, what would you say has been your best performance?
There's a few. There's a few. There's a few that a lot of people haven't really seen. Like, I think I fought Andrew Cancio, who was a world championship after we had fought. I would have to say that was an impressive performance because that was a good fight going back and forth. Obviously, the Diego de la Hoya was a good performance because the fight, the way the fight ended, and also too Jason Velez too, because if you look at my, I have some solid victories over then undefeated fighters.
Yeah, definitely. Some fought around and with some very tough opponents. And well, I mean, you have suffered the 4 defeats, but which one out of them would you say has been your toughest fight?
My toughest defeat was probably Robinson Castellanos.
Okay.
That was probably my toughest loss because going into that fight, I know excuses. Camp was okay. I just thought that this guy had like 9 losses. Whatever. I should lose. I should win this fight easily. And sure enough, that was a wake up call. That was my first time ever tasting the canvas, and that was my first professional loss, and it was very heartbreaking. It took me a long time to get over that loss.
Definitely. And I mean, unfortunately, you are coming off of a loss at the moment. But what would you say is like the main things you take away when you do suffer a defeat?
So repeat the last one.
What were the main lessons you take away when you do suffer a defeat?
Surround yourself with good people, honest people. I think to me that's the number one thing because, and I'm not just talking about your team. I'm talking about your friends, everybody in that inner circle too. Because when you do suffer a loss, you find out who your real friends are.
Indeed, that's very smart. And well, I mean, you have fought, like I've said, around a very high level, world title level. And so, how big of an achievement for your career as a whole is to fight around a world title?
Yeah, I mean, I fought for 2 world titles already, but honestly, I as time goes by, you still want to go for it one more time.
Mm,
As of right now, I am retired, but I can honestly see myself coming back
mm.
just to get that, just to fight for that one title one more time. Just obviously at a different weight class. I wouldn't be able to make 122 anymore. I struggled so much to make it this last time around.
Mhm. Okay. And so, I mean, if you did come back and you did end up fighting for a world title, do you think you'd be able to get one straight away, or do you think you'd have to maybe have a couple more fights to build up to
I
another
think
world
I'd have to
title?
get a couple more fights. Yeah, realistically, I don't want to come back just for a quick payday
Mm,
and that's it. I want to come back and I would strengthen my legacy. Actually, because as a fighter, I want to go down as a winner. And I don't just want to come back and just go into someone in the top 10 and just you know. I've been in this game for a long time, and I know that there's steps to this. You want to come back. You want to obviously shake off some rust. Not only that, I am coming off a defeat. You
mm,
also do want to build up some confidence too.
mm.
Confidence.
Indeed. And so, I mean, for anybody who kind of never watched your career and might be, I mean, wanting to watch an upcoming fight of yours or maybe go back and watch one of your other ones, what would you say were your main key attributes?
Probably the patience and the jab,
Mm,
body work.
mm,
I think those are the keys. There's some things I wish I would have corrected a little bit more as far as the balance.
mm,
Looking back now, like I think to me, balance is probably one of the key fundamentals to a fighter because
mm,
that could get you in and out of trouble too.
mm, definitely. And well, I mean, now you're now on the later side of your career, and maybe looking back, what would you say to a maybe younger self just starting off in the professional game?
Be more patient.
Mm,
Be more patient. This is a chess match, not a checkers.
mm. Indeed. And so, where would you? I mean, you spoke about this world title, but where would you see yourself in maybe a year's time from now?
I don't know. I haven't thought about that. I mean, I had thought about that, but I haven't really, fulfilled it right now.
Mm,
Like I said, I'm retired, but I'm still going to the gym. I literally just got out of the gym right now,
mm,
and I do miss it. I miss it tremendously.
mm,
But I don't know. I'll let you know in times with that I just gotta. I would have to lose some weight because, like I said, if I have to put some serious thought into it, I want to put myself in the best position as
mm,
far as being in shape. Not just coming back and killing yourself to make weight because that's happened to me in the past, and I know how much of an effect that has on your performance.
indeed. And so, I'll take it that you kind of know when your time's going to be up. You're not going to be a fighter that's going to just kind of stick around and fight just for the money, and you kind of
No,
know when you can't reach that world title level anymore.
I mean, I know fighters, not just fighters in general, but athletes. I know they're performing in their early 40s.
Mm,
And I don't know if I can see myself doing that
mm,
because now I do have another baby girl, so it's gonna be hard for me. But
mm,
I know if I do decide to come back, I'm gonna have to make the ultimate sacrifice,
mm.
which is time with your family.
Yeah.
Because I won't be seeing that family anymore for a good amount of while. So
Mm,
that's one of the things that I really have to think about
mm,
before I make that decision.
definitely. And so I'll leave with this final question, which I always like to ask. You've got a little bit of a platform here. Would you like to shout anything out?
I just like to shout out my city, man. My city, Santa Ana. I just want to thank everybody that actually stuck by my side. Like the people that supported me and still continue to support me. Liberty Cafe, foodies, all these other small establishments. Thank you, thank you so much for sticking by my side when I wasn't up to speed.
Okay, that's great. Well, thank you very much, mate. And maybe, I mean, if you do go back into the professional side of things, we can come back and do another interview at some point.
Of course, let me know.
Great. And so if you're new around here and you haven't subscribed, please do so. Like the video if you're doing like the video, and thanks for watching.